I examined the discursive strategies used by lawmakers in state legislatures to explain and justify the slate of anti-critical race theory legislation introduced and passed in the wake of President Donald Trump's Executive Order Number 13950 in September 2020. Using a critical discourse analysis framework, I explained how the legislatures weaponized the rhetoric of colorblindness using race-neutral language to defend legislation that is nonetheless still aimed at upholding and maintaining systems of white racial privilege. To do so, I thematically coded the language used by legislators who supported the legislation in committee and floor hearings in state legislatures where anti-CRT bills were passed to determine the common themes and strategies used to defend and justify the bills. I also used public opinion data collected during the Virginia governor election in 2021 to demonstrate how the rhetoric and arguments used by political elites in defending anti-CRT legislation has impacted public opinion and support for politicians who support anti-CRT policies. Introduction. It's absolutely astonishing how critical race theory has pervaded every institution in the federal government, and what I've discovered is that critical race theory has become, in essence, the default ideology of the federal bureaucracy and is now being weaponized against the American people. Christopher Rufo, Tucker Carlson Tonight, September 1st, 2020. From time to time, it seems possible to trace the beginning of a movement back to a single pretentious moment. That moment for the events that are the subject of this dissertation occurred on September 1st, 2020, when Fox News television host and conservative pundit Tucker Carlson welcomed an activist from Seattle, Christopher Rufo, to his former evening news show. This interview, seen by Carlson's average nightly viewership of approximately 4.3 million, Cats 2020, introduced perhaps most of the viewers to a new concept, critical race theory. This audience most likely included then President Donald Trump. The brief quotation from this interview with which I opened this chapter was but one component of Rufo's argument throughout the interview that critical race theory constituted a significant threat to the American way of life and was already deeply embedded in government institutions and public universities. Although parts of my focus in the chapters that follow is on the extent to which Rufo's comments were accurate and what the underlying intent of such a message is, I wish to begin by highlighting the deep cleavages in American society and politics that the ensuing debate over critical race theory, CRT, reveals.